Good morning. This is Dylan Jovine with Behind the Markets. Happy Monday. Today is Monday, February 9th. And Friday I talked about how AI has been killing some software stocks, especially SaaS models, legal and financial data models, companies that do that like S&P. Today I'd like to talk about another thing that is putting pressure on the market, and that's AI spending from the Mag 7. And I've spent a lot of time thinking about this and listening to these quarterly earnings calls, et cetera, et cetera. And, what's happening now, it's very interesting. It's odd. All Mag 7 companies have really announced massive increases in spending, like 60, 70, 80% increases in capital spending for this AI build out. And some of them are getting rewarded. Like, for example, I have some notes here. Google and Meta were rewarded for that. Their stocks went higher, while other companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Oracle have all been punished. And, basically, I also have a very interesting statistic. Collectively, the Mag 7 plans to spend more than $700 billion in 2026, according to the company's projections. Just to give you an idea of the size and scale of this, that is close to the 2026 spending budget for Japan, and it exceeds those of Germany and Mexico. Unbelievable. So the Mag 7 is going to spend more than the government of Japan, actually matches the government of Japan, and spends more than Germany, the government of Germany, and the government of Mexico. It's astonishing, really, when you think of the scale of what these companies are doing. So why is the stock market punishing some companies and rewarding other companies? One of our companies in the model portfolio, and a stock that I own personally, Meta, is a good example of that. A few months ago, not the most recent quarter, the quarter before that, Meta reported earnings, and they got punished because of their increase in spending on AI. And the reason they got punished wasn't the increase in spending. It was because they didn't show Wall Street the return they were going to get with that increase in spending. Remember, business, the most important thing to consider in business is return on investment. Wall Street's saying, look, great, we understand you're going to make big investments, but where's the return? Where's the beef? On this quarterly earnings announcement, Meta actually showed that they're starting to get a return for that increase in spending, that increase in investment. And the return is that they're able to actually monetize their massive advertising business a lot better by investing in AI, which is why the shares of that company have rallied, even though the spending has even gone higher than they said the prior quarter. Same with Google. Google is showing that it's deploying AI to really underpin and better monetize its underlying ad business. So that shows investors, okay, they're spending a whole heck of a lot of money, but where's the return? We're not seeing the return on that. What's going on here? By the way, I own both of those stocks. And by contrast, Microsoft, which is another company I own. And remember, I bought a lot of these during that April Liberation Day sell-off, which is great. Anyway, and I'll hold these things forever, basically, as long as they have durable competitive advantages. Anyway, so Microsoft increases its spending, but it gets hammered by Wall Street because where is the return? People are saying, wait a minute, did Microsoft, they were early and that was great, but is the AI game moving beyond what they did with Copilot, taking OpenAI and integrating it into Word, Excel, and all these other things? So, Microsoft might have won the first round, but as we move into the second and the third round, what does that look like? What's going on here? So you have this massive increase in spending. You have investors really saying companies that show us a return on the big investment will get rewarded. Companies that don't show us a return on that big investment are going to get punished. And this is what is shaking out right now. It is very, very, very hardcore, and it's very clear what's going on. So anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Kind of a short video, but there's nothing else to say. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow.